Last day of multiplication, kiddos. I hope you get the idea of arrays and that they're like all organized nice and neat, where you have rows that go from side to side. Remember, you're rowing your boat, okay? And then columns go up and down, they stand up and down, okay? So rows, side to side, columns, up and down. We have that they make arrays, okay, nice and neat and organized. We've talked about groups. The word of, we've talked about groups, each, of, all of those are your multiplication ding 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 kind of words, okay? I have a couple of marker boards all set up so that I can show you a couple of arrays that I've already made, and we're going to discuss rows and columns just real quick. When you do the lesson today, you're actually going to need a couple of different colors. Again, one will be your rows color and the other one will be your columns color, just so that you can see the difference in the two, okay? So here's my first marker board. Okay, you can see my array is all organized nice and neat. Now down below it, I'm going to end up with a repeated addition sentence, which we've worked on, and I have number of rows, okay, and how many are in each. So I have 3 rows of, well, rows, remember my boat, goes side to side. So I'm going to take one of my colors and I'm going to circle my rows so that I can see them. And I do see 3 rows. So this does match right here. 3 rows of, how many are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 rows of 5. Then I'm going to count, and I can simply count by 5s. 5, 10, 15. 3 rows of 5 equals 15. Now to write that as a repeated addition sentence, I simply write the number that's inside each of these rows. There are 5 in there. So 5 plus 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. So my repeated addition sentence matches my rows. Perfect, right? Now let's take a look at another one. Here's my next array, all nice and neat and organized. Now down here I notice it says rows, 4 rows of, so I'm going to circle my rows. I know they go side to side. I do see 4 rows. How many are in each of those rows? You're right, 3. So 4 rows of 3. What does 4 rows of 3 equal? Well, what's 3 plus 3? 6. 3 plus 3, 6. What's 6 plus 6? You're right, 12. So 4 rows of 3 equals 12. I'll write my repeated addition sentence down here, which is where I put 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Again, 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 equals 12. I got the same answer. Okay? Now I'm going to switch and I'm going to go to columns. Columns go up and down, remember. So again, here's an array. Now I can see my rows, but I can always see my columns too. Everything's nice and neat and organized. Well, this time I'm going to circle my columns. Columns go up and down. So I'm going to go like this and like this. And I can see 2 columns up and down. 2 columns of, how many are in each of those columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 columns of 6. Well, what's 6 plus 6? You're right, 12. There we go. Then I come over here and I simply put 6 plus 6 equals 12. And that's today's lesson. So let's hop on into it. Alrighty, so I see on this page it's doing exactly what we just talked about on my marker board. We have some teddy bears up top, and then looks like we have a trapezoid down below. So we're going to take our teddy bears. The first part says circle rows. I want you to take one of your colors and I want you to circle all of your rows. Okay? When you get done circling, count your rows. Do you have 5 rows? If you do, you're right, because this is 5 rows of, now count how many teddy bears are in each of those rows. Do you get 3? Yep. So you put 3. Now add it together. Put it down here. so you can see your repeated addition. This is where you'll put your 3 plus 3, da, 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 da. These two answers should match. Okay, that's telling you you did it right if they match. If they don't match, you made a goof somewhere and you've got to double check. Okay, and it's okay if we make goofs, we just double check. Come over here. Now I see the teddy bears again. They're arranged in a different array, but it's saying circle columns. Columns go up and down, okay? So circle your columns. Go ahead. You can use a different color. Now once you've circled them, do you see 3 columns? You're right. Okay, and down here it says 3 columns of, count how many are in your columns. Remember, columns go up and down. How many teddy bears are in there? Put that number right here, okay? Then you'll add those all up and get an answer right down here. This is your repeated addition sentence, right? How many teddy bears are here plus here to get your answer. Then you're just going to do the same thing down here. Pay attention. This one's saying circle rows. This one's saying circle columns. Same thing, okay? You fill those in and try them out. Now back here, I see an array of triangles, and then I see some questions. Your colors will probably help you here because I see that it's bouncing back and forth with rows and columns. I want you to remember that rows, grab my boat, go side to side. Row your boat back and forth, okay, left to right. Columns go up and down, okay? So when you fill this in, first count how many triangles you have here just so you know a total. Then you can use your colors. And you can circle your rows with one color and you can circle your columns with the other color. Then you simply fill in the blanks that match, okay? That's all you're doing here. Now down here on part E, actually D and E, they're asking you to add a row. Remember, rows go back and forth. You'll have to add a row, okay? You can do it down below or you can do it on top. Totally up to you. And then you have to tell me how many triangles there are now. And in E, it's saying add a column. Columns go up and down. So you can either put that on the side or this side, okay? Make sure you have, it matches. It has to match, okay? And then it'll ask you how many triangles are now that you added another column. It's going to keep growing, okay? And then down here, it's very similar to exactly what you did up here, but with squares, okay? Or, yep, they're calling them squares. And again, 2 different colors so that you can see this, okay? A color for your rows and a color for your columns, okay? So your rows, columns, okay? Row your boat side to side. Your columns go up and down, okay? Do this one right here. Then your multiplication is all done for the day, okay? You can do it. Row your boat side to side. Columns hold you up and down, okay? You will be adding down here rows, a row and a column, okay? I think 1 row and 1 column, just like you did up above, okay? I want you to try really hard. You can do it. You are almost finished. Oh my goodness, great job.